Hello guys, NautoAce here, and this will be the conclusion of E3 2021. So, the good news is there's an E3 event. Bad news to some extent, most of the presentation are underwhelming, but of course, people have to keep in mind to some extent. Yes, in the West, the pandemic situation is lower. However, in other country, it's a different story, and I'm not going to get into it. But there is report that in Japan, unfortunately, the situation there is a little bit high. Of course, you've been following news worldwide about India. You know what I'm talking about. So, again, you gotta keep that in the back of your head because I know some people are kind of disappointed how come you're not showing X, Y, and Z, what's going on. This is so underwhelming, but at the same time, it is still sort of a pandemic situation. I know, like I said, in the West, it's finally going down, and probably by the end of 2021, people finally gonna go normalcy to some extent. Of course, Jeff Keighley even announced that the Game Awards is gonna be in person once again. Of course, CEO 2021 said winter, and then some other situations. Even AEW are now going back to normalcy because most people, they got their vaccine. I know some, but I'm not going to get in there. But this is what I'm trying to say, that you got to keep that in the back of your head, that if you didn't see the game you wanted or you were disappointed that the announcement they didn't mention, just try to be mindfulness that, hey, look, maybe because there's something more than meets the eye. I'm just saying there. So with that, before I give my conclusion, I want to do some follow-up and correction. First, the follow-up, Super Open War 30 is actually going to be multi-platform. Yes, it was shown on the Nintendo Direct. It's also going to come on the PlayStation 4 and Steam. And the good news for people who wants to play this outside of Japan, there will be an Asia version. So people don't know what that means. It's actually English text. That's really it. Like I said, I gotta give credit to Play Asia. Years ago, they had a Black Friday sale for the game, so I managed to get it and gift it to my friend, and then my friend's actually enjoying it. So again, at least that's the good news there. So, correction is about Metroid Prime Dread. Yeah. So apparently, this game actually was a long history. And yeah, I kind of heard about the name, the subtitle Dread. Yes, apparently it was kind of shown about this game during the DS. Unfortunately, kind of didn't mention that. I thought it was just a new game. But I knew the name was recognizable. And another one also is, I want to make this clear because I did say it on the Nintendo Direct, is that Guardian of the Galaxy is a cloud version. So of course, if you just heard the news, some new game also in the cloud version. I think the Plague Tale. So that's gonna be the latest one. Gonna have a cloud version also. So my thoughts about that one: good idea to some extent. Hey, kind of compromise the using the power. So why not just use the internet and stream it? I know it's not gonna be as good, but again, better than nothing. Alan number 9. So also that is, you might say, hey, how come you didn't give your thoughts about the rest of the presentation on day 4? Okay, so Namco Bandai only showed one game, and that is the Dark Anthology House of Ashes. I heard those series are good, not my cup of tea, so whatever. And then there was another presentation by E3 2021. Didn't really look it up, trying to watch a scheme, and I'm like, oh, well, good indie games, so there you have it. But again, going back to Namco Bandai, there was an Xbox Extended Showcase, and they did showcase Scarlet Nexus, so if you want to see that one, it's on YouTube there. So with that said, my conclusion of E3 2021 was good. To some extent, yes. Was there any disappointment? Well, definitely. So such as, of course, a lot of people, the biggest disappointment there, well, first of all, Namco Bandai only showing one game, but again, I know a lot of people didn't see this. E3's Twitter page actually mentioned it, so that's probably why people kind of missed it. In the case with Capcom, they did warn people, hey, this is the only game we're going to show. And we're also going to talk about esports. And I mean, was it a waste of time? Like I said, not so much, but you get new information. But it's like games already been announced. Why not anything new? So like at least people want a new Mega Man collection. At least the network battle, people been asking for that. But maybe there is still hope. Just have to be patient about it. Square Enix actually showed some new games, Western game and Japanese game. Yes, it is an unfortunate as of right now that the Final Fantasy Pixel Remastered, it's Steam and mobile game, and a lot of people might say, well, if they put it in a console, they're probably gonna sell you $10 off, and then people are gonna complain about that. People say, oh, we want that on the console, but we also want it to be a compilation. I mean, Business 101, you're not going to be able to please everyone. It is what it is, but yeah, of course, Stranger of the Crystal, Final Fantasy Origin, apparently most people said, yeah, it's not really that good of a game. Maybe, I mean, it's not going to come out until 2022. Ubisoft, it is what it is, what they showed. They have nothing. I mean, like I said, I'm surprised that they're going to still support Valhalla until 2022, and then probably by 2023, they're going to have a new game. Let's see what else I can think of. Yeah, at least Limited Run. They did a good job, I have to say. Got games. They even have new announcements also. River City Girl 2 and 0. I mean, Shantae, the original one's going to be in the PlayStation 4. Heck, even 5. So there are some good ones there. But the saving grace for E3 2021, in my opinion, were Microsoft and Nintendo, as always. So in my book, both of them are the winner because they showed games giving consumer reason why should I get an Xbox XS series or a Nintendo Switch. So with Microsoft, yes, with the purchase of Bethesda, they have their bigger first-party catalog. Yes, a bit of a controversy because Bethesda used to be third-party. Now all suddenly we're just going to make games for Microsoft. Well, that's what happened when you get bought up. So why did Phil Spencer do it? Well, he needed a large catalog. He's trying to build up a first-party catalog because look what happened with the Xbox One, the lack of first-party games. They barely had some, just my opinion. And at the same time, Bethesda, and like I said before, if it wasn't for Microsoft, they're probably not going to do good. Like, fine. I mean, say in an alternate timeline, Bethesda refused to be purchased by Microsoft. Okay, they do Starfield that's going to come out in November 2022 with their own budget. You think the game's going to be good? I mean, look at Fallout 76. Look at their other games, their Fallout games, their Doom games. Well, no, Dooms are actually good quality. I'm surprised. However, the Fallout, the Elder Scroll, that's what I was thinking about. Were they good from the get-go? No. There's multiple patches. There you go. So with Microsoft backing, with more money, means better quality control. Just throwing it out there. That's it. And in the case with Nintendo, I'm happy. They got games that I want to play. Metroid Dread, another 2D. I still need to finish Samus Return for the 3DS. It's actually a good game. However, a little bit of a side note I want to give my thoughts on is the Amiibo. Nintendo Japan, what the heck is going on? Are we going back to circa 2015 once again? Because apparently, when you try not even pre-order this, you can't even pre-order it because they're gone within seconds. And the answer that I can probably think of is, for whatever reason, they're not producing a lot of this again. They're going back to what Iwata did in 2015. I mean, if you're thinking about, oh, Amiibos are declining, not so much. People are still buying the Smash Brother. People even bought the Cat Mario and Cat Peach. So what's going on there? Even the freaking Animal Crossing Sanrio Amiibo card. I knew it that they're not going to get a lot. So I don't know what's going on there. My only guess, and I'm trying to be nice, it could be because, again, the pandemic probably hit them hard. Because for people who don't know what happened in Asian territory, is that the pandemic there apparently is a bit bad. And that's why Oda, the producer for King Final 15, said he had to delay the game because they said there was some problem, so they were like either forced to work home again and trying readjust. So I don't know. Maybe that's the reason why the lack of amiibo. But the funny part is, it's easy to pre-order games. But again, granted, probably material used for the game is probably cheap than doing an amiibo. I mean, you don't have to do a mold. I mean, it's just a game. It's not a statue. And the Game & Watch, I'm surprised. The Legend of Zelda Game & Watch actually lasts like a day. But by now, this recording, doesn't matter which retail store, they're all sold out. However, you can actually be patient about that, because if you wait for a while, they'll eventually do come. They actually produce a lot of that. And as even right now, the Super Mario Brothers, you can still find in certain places. I mean, I went to Target and they have it. They were selling it for, well, Best Buy is selling it for $40, but I don't know about the other store. But bottom line, it's still there. Like, yeah, it's supposed to be limited, but there are still some left, because remember what Nintendo said, that by the end of March, they're stop producing Mario 35th anniversary. So again, that could happen also with the Zelda. If you waited, you're probably gonna get one eventually, so that's not a problem. And hopefully we keep with the amiibo at the same time also. Maybe that once the game is out, the amiibo's out, people can get it without any problem within the first days of its launch. We'll just have to wait and see, especially the Monster Hunter Story 2. So just kind of concerned about that, but we'll see in the long run what's going to happen. So going back to their presentation, they showed something good. Kazuya and Smash Bros. Ultimate, good choice in my opinion. Now you got the Tekken community, maybe we'll try Smash Bros. Yeah, there have been some stupidity with the Smash community. Oh, each fighter are Shoto, but I'm not going to get into it. Ultra Chat TV kind of told their story. Event Hub actually had an article about it. So if I remember, I'm going to put in the links on the description box. But again, like I said, game Metroid Dread Advanced War Reboot. It looks good. I love the series. I might get it. Mario Party Superstar, not so much. I have the Mario Party game. It's really not fun for me, so I'm like, but hey, it has online. Mario Golf, definitely. And of course, am I gonna get Skyward Sword HD? Maybe in the long run. I'm not a fan of that game, believe it or not. I know blasphemy there. And speaking of blasphemy, yes, that Yoma unfortunately did announce that they're not gonna have any plans of right now, and apparently that's what people are thinking, that they're not gonna do an HD collection for The Legend of Zelda. A bit of a disappointment, but I can understand where it's coming from. Like for me personally, I have my Wii U. I still have HD Wind Waker, and of course I just finished a long time ago before Breath of the Wild, Twilight Princess HD on the Wii U, and optimized my Wolf Link amiibo to help me fight monsters and find stuff on Breath of the Wild. Am I gonna get a Switch version of Breath of the Wild? Probably not. I know there's on sale right now, but no, I'm not playing that game again. It's too long, it's too slow. I'm moving to the second game, which is 2022. A lot of people expected that. Makes sense. I know some said, oh, it should be a holiday 2021. Well, probably it's Advance War. I don't know what their big holiday besides Pokemon Remastered for Diamond and Pearl. Maybe this is it. Maybe Advance War, maybe something else. Who knows? Again, you just have to wait and see for that one. Yeah, so, I mean, they got stuff. So, what do I give E3 2021 a score, like the whole shebang? I'm probably going to give it a 7 out of 10. Just because the 3 points down is that, hey, look, there are some that already been shown before, and there are some that's sort of misleading to some extent that people didn't get it. Like I said, Namco Bandai only showed one game. 2K basically have some sort of like a presentation about diversities and something more like a discussion topic. That should have been something from DICE rather than in E3, just saying there. But yeah, so 7 out of 10, but it's not that bad. But again, you gotta keep in mind the pandemic is still in effect. I know, like I said, in the West it's up, but not in Japan, not in Asia territory there. So what about E3 2012? Well, by then, I'm gonna guess by 2022, people gonna start normalcy. Right now, it's just baby step, baby step. I mean, even the business now, even baby step, they're going back to normalcy, and life has to go back to normal. Just saying. So, like I said, for me personally, I'm happy what they showed. Yes, like I said, you gotta keep your expectation a little bit, but it's not wrong to get excited. And yes, and one last thing before I end this is the Switch Pro story. Like I said, people relax. When the Switch Pro comes, it means that either Switch is falling behind on sale and they can't compete. And I know they're saying we're not competing against PS5 and Xbox Series XS, but there will be a time where the games are not going to be able to be parodied because, like, most company will stop making games for the PS4 or Xbox One. They're going to focus on the current gen. That's when the Switch Pro is going to be stepping in. But as of right now, Switch is selling better than the other console. There's enough money. They have games that work. Yeah, maybe there will be games that's going to be Pro enhanced and go, oh, it looks better. And I like Legend of Zelda Hyrule Warrior for the 3DS. Goes well with the new 3DS, but you can still play with the old 3DS. Something like that. So, like I said before, I'm going to say it again. Will there be a Switch Pro, what people talk about? Yes, I do believe that there will be. When? Is when Switch started the sale to decline and people are like, yeah, we're bored with Switch. Games are like, third-party games are not good there. I'm going to play it as only a Nintendo console. Kind of like what they did with the Wii U. That's when the Switch Pro is going to come in. One last thing is Bayonetta 3. So it is kind of funny people are complaining about that because they saw Babylon Fall and people are not happy with it. Again, they have their reason. And then Kamiya, the director for that game, is kind of irritated because people are whining at him. And all I can say is to Kamiya, well, you did it upon yourself, man. You kept your damn mouth shut. You didn't say anything. No hint or anything. The last thing you said like a couple of years ago is, oh, it's doing good. Okay, sure. So, I mean, just say one-liner. Even to Inabe, just say one-liner. We're doing good. Please be patient. Please understand. Something like that. But nope, you kept your damn mouth shut, and that's what happened. What else to say? I mean, yeah, Kamiya, well, you know, he's a douchebag in my book. I'm not a fan of him. His games are good, sure. His attitude-wise, sour gum. I'm just gonna say that. So, here you go. The conclusion of E3 2021. Like I said, it is what it is. It's not bad in my opinion. The pandemic probably was also the factor here. So they did the best they can. And there you go. I mean, the only thing probably for me that a big negative Nancy is Greg Miller as a host of E3. Oh man. Tried watching and I'm like, oh, gotta change the channel. Cannot see this guy. I cannot watch Greg Miller. I'm like, ugh. I think personal for him, but I'm like, oh man. Hopefully next year they have a better host. Just saying that. My opinion. I know. So, there you go. My conclusion. With that, I'll see you guys later.